Okay, so here we are back again, four fit minds, four busy, arguable professionals. With all interest in mental health, physical health, and obviously the importance that they play. We are doing a hot seat currently. So Kath Bell is in a hot seat. So we're going to ask Kath a series of questions from the other people within the group, and I'm going to kick us off. So we all know that you're mad for fitness now and exercise and how important that is in your life. There must have been a time, or was there a time in your life where you wasn't as much?
Wow,
So
yes.
think of that. What would you say to yourself now, knowing what you know, to that Kathryn in time when she wasn't partaking in physical activity? What would you
Okay.
say?
So I'll set the scene first with that question of
Yeah.
how I was. So obviously the scene that I'll set is that I was probably around a size 22, 24. Did no exercise, ate what I want without giving it a thought, and was probably trapped in, I didn't realize how unhappy I was until that changes. And then when I look back now, at the time I thought I was quite a happy big girl, you know, didn't mind. And I guess it's only when you look back and realize that actually I weren't that happy. A lot of it I was faking. So what, and I was, I had really bad anxiety too. So that kind of added another layer of not just unhappiness, but I guess a lack of confidence to do anything about the situation. So I guess I felt like I had just an extra difficulty really kind of added on. So that prevented me from going to a gym or going swimming or going to any classes or anything. So what advice would I give to that person? I guess it would be just that typical line of feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, it's scary. The first thing I did was I bought an exercise bike at home because I thought if I can shed a few pounds and start to feel a little bit like I've got a bit of fitness, then maybe I could then up it to something else. So I bought an exercise bike and my friend loaned me a DVD, Gillian Michaels' 20-minute shred or whatever it is, 30-day shred. And the first time I did that, I smoked as well at that time. So the first time I did it, the following morning, I went to get a cigarette and I was like, oh my God, I can't move my arm. I'm stuck. And I had so much pain because I'd just done nothing for so long and then working muscles that I didn't even know existed. And I guess that journey then just went on. So I started with the 30-day shred, I carried on the bike, and then I dared to step foot at Nobody's Gym at a class which wasn't Nigel's at that time. It was somebody else, but I didn't really enjoy it. I was kind of going knowing I wanted to get fitter, but I didn't sort of enjoy it. And I don't think I really truly owned, my own kind of physical well-being until I did meet you, Nigel. So you know that I credit you massively for that, because I guess you taught me to not just feel the fear and do it, but push past that fear to a deeper place. And I think that was the key, is that I didn't realize what I was capable of. So being able to kind of explore that with you very safely, and even though you would push me, I knew that I could still say no to you and know my limits, but it did assist me to push past. So with that, obviously I lost weight. There's still some to go, but now I own it. And I think, so if I could go back, the advice I would give is just get past that fear. Just stop putting it off, get past that fear, because you can sit around for 20 years with that fear and do nothing, or you can start that journey, and it's just one step at a time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good answer.
Good answer.
Yes. I'll go next.
Ah.
Nervous.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so similar sort of question. As you're an adult now, what are the three main things you would say to your younger self, if you could?
Oh, okay. I would say I'll kind of keep this quite brief, because again, through having a lot of years with anxiety, I can see some patterns that started in childhood for me. So one of the things I would say is it's okay to fail. Don't worry about failing. Too much pressure to put on myself to do well in everything. So it's okay to fail. You don't have to be perfect. Everybody worries. That's another key piece of advice, is that you know, throughout life, I think we spend too much time thinking you're the only one with this, you're the only one who thinks this, but actually everybody worries the same. We just don't often talk about it. And the third thing is maybe, just laugh more. Just laugh at yourself more. Don't take life so seriously.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I still do take life quite seriously, but I still can laugh about it a little bit more than I used to be able to. So yeah, I think they're the three. That's a good question, and it's making me dig deep. I'm not quite sure I was ready for that, but on the spot, yeah, I think they're the three pieces of advice.
I
Definitely.
think overall, from what you just said, it sounds like, you know, as you get older, obviously you get wiser, and you can look back and say that, you know, these are the things that, you know, I'd like to have done more when I was younger and enjoyed it more. When you're younger, sometimes you hold back on certain things. Because I think if you come from a structured environment, say school, or your parents are strict, then you feel like there's certain things that you have to hold back because otherwise you feel as if you're doing something wrong. But when you get older, you realize that those are just part of growing up. You know, you have to explore the other side in order to find out, you know, what is right and what is wrong for different people, because it's not the same for everyone.
No.
And I think what you said, it kind of strikes a chord, definitely with
I
me.
think particularly as a child, you can pick up on small things that people say and misread it because you haven't got your adult logic to figure things out. So like, I remember just, you know, one of my little stories is when I wanted to be a social worker when I was at school. And I remember saying to a girl that I was at school with that I wanted to be a social worker. And she said, well, my sister's a social worker. You have to be really brainy. So the way that I interpreted that was that I wasn't brainy enough to be a social worker. So I ditched that idea. And instead I focused, and I trained as a hairdresser, and I worked as a hairdresser for about 6 years. And all the time I was doing that, I considered that this wasn't the career that I wanted. And it wasn't until I was 25 that I thought, you know what, sod what she said in year 5. I'm going to go and train as a social worker because that's what I really want to do. And I think I was kind of the first person in my family to get a degree. So that for me was like a really big thing, because something small that somebody said, but how I'd interpreted that as a child, I then just spent, you know, sort of 8 years of my life quashing what I wanted based on, you know, something that I'd kind of misread. And I think as children, it's important to put in the positives as much as you can with children, because, you know, they can hear one negative thing and it can, you know, it can last for a lifetime.
Yeah, then that's it. And it's sometimes they get that sort of focusing on that and they're not listening to the rest of the sentence around it. So,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good answer. I like it.
Okay,
Right.
Jane. This is nerve-wracking.
It's a really, really easy one. If you were a drink, what would you be?
Oh, okay. Do you know
And
what?
why?
I think I'd just be like a cup of tea.
Oh,
I'm not like, because I think I'm quite like sturdy and basic. I'm not one of these people who's very elaborate and exciting. I'm just kind of a sturdy, basic person, but you can sweeten me up if you want me to be a bit sweeter. You know, you can put some sugar in. So yeah, I think I'm a bit flexible. If you want me to be quite bland, you can take my milk out. I'm like a cup of tea. That's what I am.
Very good answer.
Very good answer. Very good.
On a really risque day, you could add a little tipple of whiskey to me.
Not on a gym day though.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Very
good questions. Thank you. Not too bad. You didn't roast me. I'm really pleased.
No.
Quite good. Yeah, good questions, good answers.
Very good. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have left Jane and Colin to sit in the hot seat next time. Who would like to take the chair? Any preference?
Go on, I'll go with it.
Okay.
Oh, we're saving the best for last, Colin.
Yes.
Jane, we'll get some brilliant questions ready for Jane.
Oh.
All right, see you next time.
Yep, see you later. Bye.
Bye.